Hey guys, here with another collective reading. We're now into the Chinese New Year. 29th was the last day. Eight of Cups, solar plexus. There's some sort of power that somebody has forfeited to a situation. It wanted to come out permanently. Seven of Cups. There might have been a fear of making the wrong decision. In the pre-shuffle, there was the Knight of Cups that flew out at me as well. So there might have been an offer made from somebody to you. And seeing the Eight of Cups prior, that's emotional withdrawal. So it's something that your heart wasn't in. Then this Seven of Cups flying out, and it says, choose wisely, trapped in fear. So there's a fear of making a decision with the Judgment underneath that. So it's almost like you're afraid of maybe the consequences of a decision that you had made. I don't see it being in the past. With the Eight of Wands underneath that, it's something that came in possibly very quickly or unexpectedly. But there was a consequence, or there's like a... I don't want to say consequence either. You just don't want to make the right decision. Maybe, or the wrong decision. Ooh. Maybe you already know the decision you need to make. And it's almost like it would be the fair and just thing. There might have been a situation where you could have in the past walked away from somebody or something else to pursue another option that you'd had, another offer that you'd already taken or had been offered. And it's almost like I'm getting the feeling of like pay the fiddler, something that's fair and just. There could have been equal investment into something. So you might have to, if this is a business, you might have to pay somebody out, or if this is a divorce, you might have to give somebody some money. Or it is just what's owed to somebody, I guess. Definitely a decision that hadn't been communicated, or of two minds, saying one thing and wanting to do another. Interesting. It's something that your heart isn't in. If it was in it, you changed your mind, and that's maybe what the Two of Swords is about. In the pre-shuffle, I did see the Seven of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So you might have been... somebody might have been trying to trick you. It's trickery, lies, deception. And the Three of Pentacles is just recognition for your abilities and your skills. What you've achieved. Four of Swords in reverse. You haven't been able to rest. So whatever decision you'd made in the past, whatever offer was, it didn't allow you to actually step into or settle into your life the way you had envisioned it, is what I'm getting. There's definitely an emphasis on communication with the Eight of Wands, like quick movement, maybe quick communication. Maybe your work has to do with that. Or maybe you communicate, maybe you speak quick, or you, maybe the way that you process information, you process quickly and you can make decisions quickly. And maybe in the past you'd made a wrong decision, and now there's like a cycle that needs to be closed up because there was a change of heart or a change of mind. Could have to do with a female. I did see the Empress also in the pre-shuffle. This could have to do with like a sister, a partner, a mother. I just saw it's sacral. Sacral flipped up and then went right back down on the deck. It flipped when I was talking about the Empress, so this definitely could have to do with like an intimate connection that you have. And the solar plexus. So there's definitely some personal power. You may have forfeited your personal power to somebody. And I know these are the type of things that takes time to acknowledge and accept, is that nobody can control you. Nobody can hold you back from your victory. Again, this is the Six of Wands in the reverse. It flipped out in the reverse. We may perceive others as being like the hindrance to our success, hindrance from our ability to move forward, a restriction of some sort. With the solar plexus coming out in the pre-shuffle, it's just talking about how You are in control of yourself. You're in control of your life. You do create the life based on karma, and that's action or decision. Karma is just action or decision. Um, Nobody can force you to do it, so there has to be an accountability in regards to the decisions that you make. And maybe you're just put in this place, like you may be up against a personality that's very strong or very confrontational, and it's just asking you to speak up. It's just asking you to stand in your personal power, and if they know your weakness, okay, so this is how I'm going to describe it. Some people are very attuned to recognizing people's weaknesses and strengths. So if somebody were to try and hold a position of authority, if they recognize your weaknesses, they may possibly actually use that against you. So if they know that you're non-confrontational, for them to have the upper hand or to get whatever that outcome they wish to have, they will create a conflict, which will obviously put you into a submissive position because you don't want to fight, so you'll just give in to them. So this is where this person that you're up against, this Empress, could be using your weaknesses against you, unbeknownst to you. But they have just seen the tink in your armor, right? They saw that little hole and they knew where to insert the dagger, right? Even if and with an Empress, like upright, they are obviously portraying themselves to you as somebody that's very loving and nurturing and wants to grow something, but it could be in your own demise. So like the 3 cards that did come out was the 6 of Wands in reverse. So usually this is like victory and success. It's just recognition from your community. There's something that isn't being recognized. So it could be by you, and it could be people in your community. They might not recognize the strength that you have going on at home, possibly, or even at work. Like you might make things look easy, and that's why people don't perceive you as going through a struggle. With the 4 swords in reverse as well, it says rest and rejuvenate. So you've postured yourself into a position where you haven't been able to rest, whether this be mentally, so you might be doing mental gymnastics or trying to strategically sidestep or kind of what I usually say is I just try to be unscathed. Like if there's a circumstance that's outside of my control, and I just try to get out of it without being scathed. So be unscathed. So this is kind of like what's coming through. And then with the 7 of Cups, this can talk about confusion, or it can talk about options. So that you might be confused about your options. You might not see that you have more options than you might not see the options that you actually have, because you're quite limited in the belief of how you can get out of something or how to navigate something. You're not opening your mind enough. And with the 2 birds there, it's almost like there might have been 2 different perspectives or 2 different avenues that you have kind of glazed over, or you have contemplated. But it definitely has to do with some sort of offer. We can get into this. On the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely things can turn in your favor, but it needs to be to kind of turn everything else around. If you're going to make a decision, it needs to be for your best interest, obviously, if there was a solar plexus issue here. Now, I did get Hermit and Temperance as well in the pre-shuffle. So basically, there's some inner reflecting that needs to be done, but it's also using your own inner wisdom. You know yourself best, and there's things that you need to be thinking about. Possibly reflecting on the past, if this is somebody that you've been dealing with for a longer period of time, long term, possibly, or you've known for most of your life or a long time. You might need to reflect on your experiences with them or how they've made you feel, and not worry about so much how they feel, because that's kind of what gets you into these kind of situations, right? 3 of Wands and 5 of Swords. So there's definitely some conflict here. Verbal. It seems like it might be verbal conflicts. There might be arguments, disagreements of where you guys are going. But with the 3 of Wands, it's like you had a vision, and it's almost like somebody's trying to prevent you. You feel somebody's trying to prevent you from following your vision, or they're like a hindrance or holding you back, possibly. But they can't see your vision, but they're not meant to either. So you can't come from a place where they're ignorant, because it's not meant for them. It's either they can support you, in following your vision, or they see your vision and they want to come along with you and they want to be a part of your, they want to witness your life, maybe, you know what I mean? Some people, like, everybody needs a witness of their life, right? Whether it be friends, family, children, a partner. It's nice to have somebody witness the changes and the struggles and the triumphs in your life, right? I did see the World card in reverse, so this is definitely a cycle that's been going on for quite a while. So I'm assuming that this has been contemplated, and the Wheel of Fortune also being a 10 card, that's a completion card. Libra, Justice. This was definitely destiny, but there was definitely like a contractual agreement between you and this person. Could be a relationship, could be a business, but there's something contractual for sure. What else? Boundaries and saying no shouldn't upset them. So this might be a person that if you do assert boundaries or stand on your boundaries or enforce your boundaries, and if this does upset them, you obviously know that their intentions for you is not for a mutual benefit. It's for a personal benefit. So, I mean, sometimes we need to evaluate people's intentions with us. And it's just based, like, and it's not like it's, we're blind, because we're not blind. We can see these little things because it makes you feel a certain way. So if you have a less favorable interaction with somebody, you know how it makes you feel. You can't just brush it to the side. Just put it in the back of your mind and remember. And if it does occur again, it's not an accident. It's a pattern, right? It's a classical pattern. Messy hair. Why? Money and finances. This person's money, and their finances, they might be, they might not know how to, they might not be savvy with finances, or they might be spenders. They're quick to spend money, or they might spend money on things that kind of put them in a mess, might put them in a bind. Well, let's see what the tarot has to say. All right. Tell me about this offer. What's this Knight of Cups? There might be a collaboration offer in regards to money. Somebody might be asking you to... It's something somebody's been trying to do for a while. They might have been pursuing you for a while to do something, or to invest, or be part of. Or they just might have been a part of something for a while, and it's kind of created a mess. This offer that they had made you in the past, it might have made a mess of your life, I guess. I don't want to say it that way, but it may have caused, again, with the Five of Swords, maybe it caused conflicts between you and others. So this person may be causing wedges between you and other people. Because in the Five of Cups, 3 of the cups are spilt. So there might have been 3 major relationships that you had lost, or that had, I guess they had changed and not for the better. It was like something that you enjoyed being around. With the 3, it's like celebration. So it's like people you spent time around. They may not come around anymore. And there's 2 cups behind them, but those cups look pretty empty to me. So it's almost like you may have taken an offer, maybe in regards to finances. Somebody, you might have got with somebody for financial reasons, and it's caused you loss in other aspects of your life. With the Hangman, it's definitely had you hung up on something. Hung up financially, possibly. It could have put you in a financial mess. Maybe you're busy financially supporting them, providing a lifestyle. I'm really drawn to this like Knight of Cups with this 8 of Pentacles. This person's like sitting there working diligently on making the Pentacles, and this person's just sitting on a horse higher than him, offering a cup. So it's like, get up. They're offering the cup, but you have to get up to get it, and you're already busy working, right? Chariot. There was something you wanted to move forward with the Chariot. You could have to travel for work, or you might be traveling to a new place, or you might have to travel. There might be something new that you're traveling towards. It could be a job, starting a new job. Red car. I'm getting red car. Why the Four of Wands? There's definitely has something to do with something you've been sitting with for a while. With the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, 4-4. It might be a home that you're trying to protect. Money you might be trying to protect. Why? People around you are definitely stressed out, or they definitely aren't comfortable being around. One more. Supporting role. Yeah, these friends that aren't comfortable, they were your support system. And it looks like they're gone. With this Three of Cups up right here, these were the people that you had been with and you had been spending time with, and now those 3 cups are spilt over. The 3 cups you had for your friends have now spilt over, and now you have 2 empty cups behind you. I don't see any liquid in those cups. The thing that filled your cup is now gone. And now maybe all you have is work left over. Or they might be using, you might be viewed as the supporting role while everybody else just plays and has fun. I saw the King of Cups as well. I just made a list of the stuff that came out. I saw the King of Cups as well, so and right on the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. You have a lot of love to give. You have a lot to offer, like in terms of like emotional fulfillment. If you're not very affectionate, you can still, like, your love language could be acts of service. Why the King of Cups? Let's just see what cards say with King of Cups. Decisions. Not making a decision. That's underneath that. This King of Pentacles is definitely, like, this is Taurus energy anyway. So that's ruled by Venus. Venusian things. This person's like sitting there and not making a decision. But it's like she doesn't have to, because the King of Pentacles has the money, has the lifestyle status. He just sits there. He's surrounded by fruit. So he's definitely abundant. So if you're the King of Pentacles and this other person is just sitting there, they don't have to make decisions. Again, this could be a healthy dynamic for you guys. But it's just like, I'm getting the impression, like with the Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups underneath, just like money won't hold a candle to your happiness. Or you could have been pursuing like material things, and then you realize that all the decisions you made were based on money decisions, like material thing decisions, and it's like you've gotten everything that you wanted that way, and you still feel unsatisfied. And now that you've learned the lesson, and like the Page is just learning, so learning lessons with money, earthly things, and it's just like you have this Page of Pentacles, so he's learned the lesson of the material, but what about the happiness and the love? Ten of Cups is also family, so it doesn't hold a candle to the things that would make you happy, with the sun underneath that as well. It's just like the freedom. You don't feel free when you, again, you may like basking in the material things, but it doesn't bring you the contentment and freedom that love would. Things of the heart. Yeah, like with these 3 of Swords underneath that, it's almost like you've starved yourself of love to pursue material things, possibly. And now you've changed, and with the change of mind, with the 6, 7 of Cups, confusion, decisions, options. It's just like when you've made your decision and then you start putting boundaries up because you feel like you're being used, possibly taken advantage of. And then when you start changing your mind in certain boundaries because you want to make life changes, which I'm guessing is what's happening. Now, again, about changing your mind, if you're coming from a place of like defiance, there it's better to now this could be under the guise of lack of communication as well. If this person weaponizes arguments or confrontation against you, that could be a way of getting you to change your mind. But because you have this defiant nature, you might approach it from like a sarcastic perspective, or you might brush it off because now you could have the upper hand. It could be in finances, like they could live in your home, they could rely on you for a paycheck, they might work for you. Why defiance? That interests me. I got know your heart and poetry. Hearing song and dance. It's like maybe this is actually like, so even if you come at this like from a sarcastic place, you'll make them think that they have the, like, you'll just give in to them to make them believe that they're right, they won. But behind the scenes, like, you know your heart, you know that you're not gonna. But again, like, this wouldn't be coming up unless these kind of circumstances had you acting out of character. So you may have made decisions that were out of character, or said things, did things that wasn't in your alignment or alignment with what you wanted to do or wanted to say. Even in regards to your friends, like with the Three of Cups here. Like, there could have been things that you did to your friends, said to your friends, or even in business, like there's things that you did or didn't do because they were causing conflict. I just saw non-confrontational, so this definitely has, that's like confirmation right there. This person might also be like, if you do speak up, like if you're normally non-confrontational, they may become very sweet and soft when 5 minutes before they were like yelling and screaming and being obscene and making up scenarios, delusional type stuff. And then they'll just soften because they think that they're pushing you away, or you might make a decision to end it. Now, there is something surpassed expectations, independent. This person may not have. This person might think they have you on a leash. I don't want to say it that way, but it's kind of how it's feeling to me. They might have second guessed how independent you are because you have been submissive in many ways. So it's almost like this defiant energy. You might be showing them. I just saw devil energy. Big win. Now, what I'm getting from this, okay, devil and big win, Capricorn, this definitely has to do with like longevity, being very fixed in a way. Big win. Now, this person may have, okay, I don't want to say this in a way that makes you feel bad, and please don't take it the wrong way. They may have deceived you enough to get you into a place where they can win to a degree. They might have you in like, yeah. And I'm seeing the Ten of Pentacles in the world. There might be money. There might be a financial situation that you're caught up in. They may have tricked you to a degree where they put you in a position where you can't win fully. Like, you're gonna have to compromise, and maybe that's where that Justice card that I was talking, the Judgment card, Justice, came out. Like, there's pay the fiddler energy. Pay up. I don't know why. Ulterior motives and distraction. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Like, maybe you got caught up in a lifestyle with this person where you guys, maybe you spent a lot of time going out and social situations, circumstances, where like you were kind of distracted from like the true motives of why they wanted to be attached to you. Attached, there's that devil energy too. Devil energy is attachment. It's not actually love. Big win. Or maybe maybe this person wanted to be attached to you because it improved their status, improved their money, improved something within their life. And the only way they could kind of, because again, like even if you look at common law is after 6 months, right? So if they distracted you long enough, that's a way to be attached to you. And you may have assumed that their actions were innocent. You maybe thought they were independent. And they may have came off as, or told you that they didn't like fights or drama or something. And you assumed that they were just telling you the truth. And then over time they showed you that. Interesting. This could be, again, there could be a pattern in relationships or in regards to relationships. There might be a pattern in the women that you dated. May have been lustful. Maybe that's what the pattern was. Because again, like all your intimate relationships might have been lustfully based, just by looks, possibly. Because with the Moon card and the Ten of Wands, it's almost like emotions were too much of a burden. To have to express your emotions, maybe you aren't really in touch with your emotions, or you might have been shamed for your emotions. Or it's like if you did share something, somebody might have used it against you in the past. Or maybe it caused a relationship to end, so you never did it again, and that's why it became lustfully based. Elephant in the room. Yeah, I'm just getting like this impression, like emotionally unavailable. I had like the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is generally a good card, but I just go by the depictions in this. With the girl riding the elephant, it's almost like you know what's below the surface with this Moon card. You know what's below the surface. So even if like there were habits, 5 on that card too, so change. All your relationships are actually to provoke change within you. There might have been sneaky behaviors in the past. I'm not judging. I'm not here to do that. Just trying to bring awareness, because like the skeleton's kind of surfacing. So skeletons in the closet with the riding the elephant. It's almost like there may have been deceptive behaviors that you had done in the past, and you're aware of them. You don't want them to kind of come to the surface. You wouldn't want people to, because you don't want to be viewed a certain way. But there's something you tried to like cut off from that and not look at that. But with the King of Cups, how she's pulling away and this guy is pursuing her in the boat, and there's like these snakes around. It's like you might have surrounded yourself with people that had a similar dating pattern as you. So you could be validated, or you wouldn't be judged for the way that you're emotionally unavailable. But like not kind of looking, like if you look at the 5 stars, she's going to cut that turnip or whatever it is, carrot. It's almost like when you like cut that side of yourself off, or you didn't look at it, you kind of just ignored it. Instead of like grappling and understanding why you do that. Like this kind of feels like a circumstance to me that you may have feelings for people, like you may develop feelings for people, and even if you don't very often, when you do, there might be like conflicts, or they might be very argumentative people. You pick people that are like the opposite of you, and then you become bored, or you realize you don't want that, but you end up still picking it. It's like you don't vet people long enough. Because you don't explore the emotional side of things. It's like you don't ask the right questions, so they're never going to give you the answer. Like you don't ask about past relationships. And if you do, like maybe that's Maybe that's something you need to look into. You need to invest more time with the Seven of Pentacles. There might be more things you need to look into. Yeah. With the... that's always the House of Cards. With the Justice card and the Ace of Swords. It's like, you don't look for the truth until the House of Cards is already falling. So it's like you kind of want to sleep, you just want to stay asleep and ignore what's really going on and then deal with it if it starts falling down, but it's like you already knew it because you're keeping it a surface level. And maybe that's where all this comes from, is like you keep your relationship so surface level that you, and then when the relationships kind of break down, you might be afraid to be alone with the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords. There might be a fear of being alone. You might want you might need financial, maybe money can be tight, but when you have a partner, money is better. So maybe you partner up with people for the wrong reasons that way, maybe. Let's see, what else? There's something, okay, with the Five of Wands and the Two of Wands, there's definitely something that you're challenged. It's like you, to approach relationships in a different way, you fight it. There's like a fear, or there's something where maybe you feel if you pursue the right type of person that you'd fall hard and you don't want to get your heart broken. Maybe in the past you did have a heartbreaking relationship and you allowed it to change your heart. You allowed it to change who you were and how you showed up in relationships. And then you're like feeding the monster. That monster inside of you that tells yourself that if you don't get too attached or you don't become emotionally attached, that if it doesn't work out, then you'll be okay. But then you're still searching for it at the end once it's ended anyway. But there's something that's mirroring. Something's being shown, like there's something that wants to be seen. There's an aspect of you that really wants to be seen within these dynamics and these relationships that you're having. With the Page of Wands, like sometimes they come in like all hot and fiery, curious, sexually curious possibly too. Like maybe that's how you always pursue people, if they look good and it's somebody that you would want to be intimate with, but you never plan to stay. With the Eight of Cups, you always plan to walk away. And maybe you've ended up with somebody that you can't walk away from. Maybe you fell in love, caught feelings unexpectedly, and now you can't